Alright, Shalom. All praises be to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Kadash. Alright, double honors to the apostles. Salute you brothers teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. You can't even see it damn thing. But pretty much, man, this is just a quick video. It's just a quick live, and pretty much just gonna roll in the spirit on this one, man. And you know, the scriptures, the scriptures talks about, I start from the mark of the beast. The scriptures talks about a device. It talks about you got the beast system, and then you got the image of the beast, which is his way of life. You know, if someone is following after someone's image, they're not following how they look, they're following after their act. So you got the image of the beast, which is the way of life, which is the system. So if you're into voting, you believe in democracy, any of these systems are, democracy and voting and this way of life, fast foods, all of this, you believe in this system, you believe in this government. That's worshipping the image of the beast. Now people that worship the image of the beast, man, they're gonna pretty much end up taking that mark, man, because they trust in government and they don't trust in the Lord, Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. They don't believe in anything outside of that. That's why it says in Isaiah 30, what does it say? It says, woe unto them that go down unto Egypt, man. And that's the majority of your people. A lot of your people, you're Labour, you're Conservative, or you're Republicans, you're Democrats. Well, we're to tell you, we're none of that. We're Israelites, and we believe in the Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay? We don't vote, man. You know, when you're voting, you're basically putting a Babylonian king over your ass. A modern day Babylonian king over your ass, a pharaoh, modern pharaoh over your ass. You're basically saying we want pharaoh. We don't want to. We're supposed to be trying to come out of these captivities, not stay in it. So how do we vote? Do you vote? A lot of you black Christians in the churches, you guys vote. You vote. So there's some of the biggest hypocrites on the planet, black Christians, and then they're gonna vote and all this. You know, it's ridiculous, man.
I had a precept in my mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking about when you were saying that Revelation 13 and 11. To whom spake as a lamb, they spake as a dragon. Going into the two-party system. You had in the Roman Empire, you had the plebeians and the patricians, and it's the same thing today: Democrats, Republican, Labour, Conservative. And what at the end of the day, whoever these people in the world vote for, it's always the same draconian outlook, man. The same Roman agenda that's pushed, which is leading up to the MOTB. I remember when when I was growing up, John Major was in power, the Conservatives, and then Tony Blair with the Labour government, they came in. There was no difference. They still went to war, they still passed the same legislations, and they still took away your freedoms because and that's why you're foolish if you believe that you actually can make a change by voting, man. By putting an Edomite devil in power. And ain't nothing changes, they're just puppets, Just wanted to say that.
Yeah, that's right, man. This brother put a scripture on the board. I'm gonna read that. Revelation, the GMS exalt the most high. Revelations 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And that's definitely going into what you're saying, man. That basically, man, it's the two sides of the same coin, basically, man. Yeah. It's the same coin, it's the same devil that you're dealing with. And notice he comes, it's like as a lamb, because they portray themselves as lambs. oh, we're trying to liberate the world, oh, democracy. We're all about freedom. Imagine us talk about freedom when the Western powers, America, Babylon the Great, the British Empire, the most colonizing people on the planet Earth, but they talk about freedom, man. It's insane. They ain't freedom. Here it is a police and everything that you do, man. Now you got ULEZ zones and that. Basically air tax. Oh, you're polluting the earth, you got to pay for that car you're driving. Oh, you got to pay. Basically, you're polluting the earth. You eating, people eat too much meat. Oh, let them meat, so basically now you're a plague on the earth. That's what these elites are trying to say, man. But here it is, they're the devil destroying the earth, land, sea, air. That's why a lot of these, and you know what? Up here in Scotland, man, up in Scotland right now, these motherfucking SNP parties, they're all getting locked up. You had, there was outside Nicola Sturgeon's house, her husband got locked up because they've had all these millions that they've been supposed to be putting into, the economy or whatever, helping people, but it's been going right in their pockets. All of them getting locked up. It just shows you that these politicians are corrupt. All of them. Even when they did they had a G20 or whatever, the COP20, whatever it was in Glasgow, and you had all of these world leaders were over there talking about the climate, and then they were all going there in big fancy jets, man. So people were, what about, you're complaining about people's carbon footprints, what about yours? You got the fancy ass jets. So these are people that are fucking hypocrites and devils and liars. How are you gonna still believe in these people, man? And we're in 2023, 2024, getting ready to go into, and they're getting ready to push this fucking digital ID and destroy this fucking economy. All hell's about to break loose, man. All hell's right about getting ready to break loose, man. They've got fucking dates for this new world order, the WEF and the WHO are coming together, and they've pushed all these CBDCs and fucking digital IDs all to these countries. It's actually in the fucking manifestos that they got now. So they're actually going by dates. 2025. So to get that, they've actually got a 2025 in some documents. So they're pushing this. They're pushing this, man. It's happening. It ain't about, oh, is it gonna happen? It's fucking happening. All right, let's read that. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Yeah, that Roman Empire, because this is the reincarnation of the Roman Empire, man. And there's even Edomite documentaries on it. America being Rome, to compare America to Rome, the presidents, the Caesars, all of that. The games, the taxation of the people, man. And Rome was getting worse, it was getting more degenerate before it went down. It was getting more desperate, the games were getting more brutal. That's what's going on right now. Look at the state of boxing. It's all about money, the people ain't even fighting each other. Everything's just corrupt. People are getting ripped off, everyone's talking about people are leaving the UFC, getting on this, all corruption, people are finding out. And that's kind of, now when you go back in the gladiators, they rebelled against Rome, that was Jake. Because they said, wait there, man, this is corrupt and we're the warriors, man. And the same kind of things happening now. You know? Revelations 16:15, and he had power to give life to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that's the power that the Lord has given to Esau, Edom, man. And as we're in these end times, he's going to unleash more of his power. That's why the scriptures talks about fucking wild out here on this fucking roads, isn't it, man? Yeah. Cones and random ass. he says he's going to come down with great wrath because he knows he has a short time. The devil comes down with great wrath. Draconian legislation, troops, martial law. You got Trump pushing that. All that left and that right is all controlled, man. We could go into all that, but we don't. But, you know, for the believers, we don't believe in all that anyway. We're not into politics, so we know they're all Masons, they're all involved. And when you listen to what they're fucking pushing, it's the same thing. They're using their brains on people. A lot of you people think, oh, freedom through Trump because Biden is pushing LGBT and all that. But they're all demons. It's all Hegelian dialectic. It's all a contract. You pick what if you pick Biden and them, you're already ready to get chipped and you're an LGBT freak. If you pick Trump, you want martial law, and you're pushing order of chaos. You know what I'm saying?
Guillotines and firing squads. That's what you get when you're following Trump. And you know, guillotines. That's in the scriptures, Revelation 20 and 4. You know, the believers being beheaded. You know. So that's the devil for you, man. That's what he's pushing. You know, the scriptures say. I was thinking about that cat Tony Blair. You know, when they went to Iraq and all that. When you were speaking about that, I was thinking like, the scriptures say, though their words are like oil, but war was in their heart, man. You know, this devil, all he wants. They might say this legislation and that, or this is going to benefit you like that. But ultimately, like Obama, what was he pushing? Obamacare. Tony Blair, education, all this talk. But you know what? At the end of the day, you know what they want to do? They want war. They want people to be dead. They want to chip people. They want control. That's what they want. That's their agenda, man. You know? That's because they're puppets of the elite, and that's what the international banking elite want. You know, taking peace from the earth. You know, it's in their blessing. They were designed to do that. They're designed to be the sword of the Lord, man. You know?
Yeah, it's like Aaron Russo and the Nick Rockefeller thing. He said to them, well, he said, look, man, Nick Rockefeller said, we want to get everyone chipped. And he was like, well, why would you do that? Why would you want to do that? He said, well, why do you care about them? Just care about you and your family. So it's, you know, here it is. They got everybody docile. They got everyone in a docile state as it is, right? So why in the hell? Now, basically, the next stage is to get them chipped. That's the best. That's the main thing. They're not satisfied enough that they got them docile. You know, education, Obamacare. That's all. That they got everyone docile. But the next stage is the fucking chip, and that's the plan. Why they got to bring all this chaos, reset everything to get everybody to fucking get this chip, get this NFC chip. People are rebelling against it, so, and they know that, so then they got to try and control the rebellious movements, make their own rebellious movements so they can steer the direction that it goes in, basically steer them right to concentration camps. If you're signed up to a lot of these certain websites of shills, they've got you're on a database, man. You're buying prepper kits from these fucking top internet shills that are getting millions of views, man. And you're paying them and all that, and you're on a database. We had Alex Jones up in court. They always got these big people with all these followers in court, man. They're showing you what's getting ready to happen to you truthers out there. But really don't want to come against the Israelite believers, man. Best believe that. This is so Revelation 16:16, and it causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Man, and we know what that's talking about. That's talking. You got the brain implant, and the scriptures talks about Esau's miracles. So what they're talking about now is if you can't see, or you get this brain chip, you can see. If you can't hear, if you can't walk, get these chips. And they're gonna make you. Esau's witchcraft, his miracles. So that's why it's a brain chip as well, because you can pull it anywhere, but there's just main places where it works best with your body. Bionic people, biometrics. That's what it is. Oh, it sounds sci-fi. Well, have they not got fucking talking about robot dogs walking around in New York? Police robot dogs. So all you scoffers and scorners that were sitting there saying, oh, that sounds sci-fi, oh, you guys are crazy, well, you're looking stupid right now, and you're gonna look even more stupid when the nukes are flying, man. See, what we're doing by teaching is making our calling and election sure. So when the Lord does tear this fucking place up, we don't get teared up with it, man. We don't want to get destroyed like that. Alright? No, I tell you, I don't mind going out in a fucking guillotine for the name of the Lord, man. I ain't got a problem with that. I don't want to get burnt up in no fucking missiles, I'll tell you that. Get Sarah Connor and all that. You know, come on, man. And we had the signs, we've been on the main streets, starting with the apostles on, you know, New York, Times Square, 34th, 7th, with the signs and all that. America's gonna be destroyed. You know, then all over the world in these major cities where everyone can see the signs, and we're showing, the Lord's got us showing the vision of what's gonna happen. And he's immortalized that Sarah Connor image of her on the, getting burnt up on the fence, man. That's the spirit, man. Because that's in the scriptures. Their eyes shall consume while they stand up on their feet. That's nuclear technology. That's where the scripture talks about the lake of fire. People are going to be fucking standing up, getting the fucking burnt, bro, while they stand up. So you can't tell me the Most High, Yahweh, is not the greatest movie director of all time. Yes, he is. He's beyond all, you know, and the Lord puts a spirit on these Edomites and movie directors and all that, because they're wiser than Daniel and all that, and they put certain things together, these movies together, end times and different things, chariot movies, the angels, because they know, man. GMS is out the most high. Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So they're still coming across like, oh, we're gonna save the planet. Matter of fact, that's the elites, the proper super elites. That's their main thing. Philanthropists, or you know, or care about the earth.
David D.
Right.
Remember that clip that you showed me years ago? You know, nature has a way of doing that.
Right.
You know, the activists and the arts was asking him, like, what about all these people that are dying and, you know, talking about climate change and this and that. He was like, well, nature has a way of doing that. And he was like, nature? Yeah. And like giving that psycho stare.
Yep. Yeah, nature does. So, you know, you'd ask him about, do you want to depopulate the earth? Maybe, well, nature has a way of doing that.
You gotta be a fool if you're there watching people like David D, or even like a lesser guy like a Bill Gates, and he's telling you how you're the problem and they need to get rid of you. You're clapping like a seal. Then there's no hope for you, man. You know, and that's what these people, they go to these TED Talks, they look up to these people, you're looking up to devils, how about this, you're looking up to blood drinking, child sacrificing, witchcraft, warlocks, devils, man. That's what people are looking at, esteem as being something amazing in this society, you know. Well, the scriptures, that's why the scriptures say, as the ruler of the city is, so is the people, you know. That's why people are into all these different abominations.
Yeah, this kingdom, Mystery Babylon, which is America. What, you know, in these kingdoms, what all foul acts. It's even called a modern day Sodom. modern day Egypt. But what was going on in those places? Egypt had they had a day where people get drunk and just they start fucking each other outside in the public and that. I can't remember what the hell that, but they was all into different weird acts. People popping bestiality, man, popping crocodiles and all that. So a lot of you Egyptologists, you don't want to even talk about that. Or Egypt and all that. That place was foul.
Yeah.
So this kingdom is no different. It's foul, man. All you gotta do is look at what's going on with this LGQXZ. And guess what? You can't talk about it. All right, well, fine, but when the Most High comes, man, we ain't gonna be talking to you then. You can't talk about it. You gotta deal with the Most High. But that just goes in what you're saying about it. This place is a filthy kingdom, man. You know? We got another scripture. Israelite according to the flesh, 144K. Ezekiel 21:9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Just talking about the missile. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the bride of my son as every tree. So, you know, the missiles is going to destroy this place. Should we make mirth? How no? Scriptures know the terror of the Lord will persuade men. And that's what we're telling you. Hey, well, this Sunday they got an alert going on the phones. Like some fucking bomb, World War II alerts, and people are acting like it's normal. They ain't normal, man. And you know, this is what they're gonna start doing. Controlling you, scaring you. State of emergency. Now they got the alert through now.
Yeah.
And on Sunday in the UK, they're gonna siren everyone. There was fearing that people are gonna be driving. There's gonna be crashes or all kind of old people. They got people who's got fears of what's gonna happen. But they're getting used to the chaos. They're not gonna bring that out for there to be no chaos. They're talking about a case of a flood or when have they ever needed that?
Exactly. They say that on the article. One article I read about it said, you know, and other things like basically down the line. You know, I can see them when they got the chipping stations out. You know, get nearer to your nearest chipping station, or is one of your friends or family not chipped? Report them. You know, you're gonna get these kind of. I can see them doing these kind of alerts, man. You know, draconian. Because it's an alert that goes to everyone in the UK that's got a smartphone. You can't even stop it. Like it's just gonna come at you. So
people are gonna start dying. There's gonna be petrol scarce, just like in the movie Blackout. There's no petrol. People robbing each other's petrol. It's gonna get. You can see it. You can see it already. See, I wouldn't be surprised if something might come on next week. You had all these strikes going on out here. There's still strikes going on. Nurses and all that. You know, it's real, man. It's real stuff. This is really happening. So this is what's going on out here, man. You know? There ain't no scriptures on here. But this is what's happening, man.
I had a scripture in my head.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, in Thessalonians it says that we're not in darkness. You know, we've got the light. We're not in darkness. That day should overtake us as a thief, man. You know. The reason why we're going into these things and reporting on these things, and we can report on these things through the Spirit of the Lord, is because we're actually watching. We're looking at articles, reading. You know, we actually care. Our cares and our thoughts are about the destruction of this place. And watching the prophecies unfold. That's how we know. That's how the scriptures say, measure the time diligently. And so how do you measure it? You measure it through the prophecies. Okay? When we're seeing the C-19 happening, and then they're talking about the central banking digital currencies, they're talking about inflation, hyperinflation, the dollar being devalued, and all these things are happening. Something should tick in your mind You know, well, hold on a second. The financial system is looking to get changed. Well, starting with our apostles and elders on down, for the longest, we've been telling you, it's going to change into what? The chip. Everything's going to go digital. Everything's going to be on the implant, man. You know, and you can see it happening before your eyes. That's why the Lord was only dealing with his elect, only the ones that have got their eyes open, that had the light and not in darkness, right? The rest of these people, man. You know, they're in gross darkness, and they're going to get destroyed in that. And they're going to know that the scriptures say a prophet have been among them. They're going to know, because we've been telling them. You know, the Hebrew Israelites have been telling you what's going to happen, man. When you see them missiles in the sky, you ain't going nowhere quick, you ain't going nowhere fast, then you ain't got nothing to say. All you scoffers, scorners, you know?
Everybody that walked past me was there in action circuits. The fucking helmet, you know, the people from all over the world. You know, we used to have fucking massive crowds out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, massive ass crowds. You know, and a lot of you scoffed. You sealed your own fate. You know, a lot of you know about us. A lot of you still talk shit. Some of you believe. You know, but that's what it is. The prophets are made for a spectacle anyway, man. We ain't made to fucking fit in. You know what I'm saying? You know, at your family dinner table. You know what I mean? Family dinner. You know, go over to you know, go over to these people's houses and on their family dinner tables and teach them the scriptures and all that. Oh, man.
Yeah. Scriptures say we're not of the world, man. You know?
Yeah. Scripture talks about it. We're not of the world and all that. It's, you know what I mean? And the world hated the Lord, so it will hate us. They hated the Lord, so you know, this world ain't ready for that. So that's why we look for a kingdom to come. You know what I mean? Where we fit in. 1 Thessalonians 5:5. It says, "Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness." That's right on the point.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah, that's that scripture. We got the light. Who's the light? The light is Yahweh Shai. Now, when Yahweh was on the scene and he was teaching the apostles, Apostle Peter on down, what's the main thing that Yahweh was saying? Repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's the first thing he was teaching. And then when the apostles were inquiring of him, when you read Matthew the 24th chapter, the main thing that they were inquiring is, when is this going to go down? When are we going to be in the kingdom, basically, man? You know, when shall these things be? And the Lord was breaking it down to them. When you see earthquakes and uproars of the people, you know, in diverse places, that's what we're seeing. You got earthquakes going on galore all over the planet, in places that got nothing to do with fault lines, nothing. You got uproars of the people around the whole globe. You got people overthrowing governments. You get gilets jaunes. You got people rioting all over, in all different factions, all different sectors. Just in the UK alone, you had what? The post service, the train service, the NHS, the medical service. Everyone rioting. Everyone saying, "Nah, they're not gonna," you know, what's the word when they don't do what they, you know, I forgot the word now, but pretty much, man, they're not doing it. They're not doing their jobs. So the cogs in the wheel are coming to a close, and that's all part of, you know, ultimately it's part of the Lord's plan. But that's all part of the elites, because they want to bring, like the elder was saying earlier, that chaos. They want to bring their chaos, man, so they can have an excuse to bring out their troops. Oh, well, you can see what's going on. It's mayhem, and the people are going to start begging the government. Oh, it's crazy! Send in the troops. They're going to start sending in.
Yeah, they're already crying all over the borders, man. Shows you how weak these people are, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we got people coming in the country and, you know, raping people and all that. So we need our borders locked in, and that's, you know, so they need. Who's going to do that? It's going to have to be the army, the troops. You know, so just off that alone, a lot of people scream for martial law, man. So how else are you going to police that? And they're letting those people over here. How are they getting in? How do you know the routes, man?
Right.
There's a couple of like Somalians that just figured it out. No, they're getting brought over. It's all an operation. It's all planned, the destruction of Europe through refugees, man, and things like that. Just other ethnic groups coming in. That's how they get to excuse to lock down them borders, man. The scripture says you shall desire to go into a city, shall not be able. It's all part of the plan. They don't want you going anywhere, 15-minute cities, this and that. You think they ain't going to put a stop to that when they get their agenda. But that's part of it, that's part of bringing in the agenda. 15-minute, you've got 5-minute cities and that. Basically don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Ultimately,
Live in a pod like in a fucking Black Mirror, man.
Yeah.
VR. You know what I'm saying? It says, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night. And they that be drunken are drunken in the night. What's they call it? Areas, cells and zones. Yeah. Jail. You know what I'm saying? Cells, zones and all that. Locked up in there. You know what? I've been fucking in jail, man. I'm just gonna come out raw. I don't care. You know what I'm saying, man? I know this shit. And outside is jail anyway, like we're calling it cells. You're in this cell, this area, this cell, that cell, this zone, you know what I'm saying? So, they want everyone to be complete prisoners, man. Which is the fucking shows you that these people are lunatics. The demons, you know what I'm saying? Like, no freedom at all. You're taking away God-given rights. You're supposed to have land, be able to have land. How can you not even have land? That's why God's always cursing their ass out. They're polluting the land, they ain't giving them land, or we put you on a reservation. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what country. You ain't got no land, you're renting flats. Man, come on, man. Come on, this is a joke. You know what I'm saying?
If I can say with it as well.
Go on.
These cities and these countries are corporations now, man. They got accounts. Even at London, for example, you got a City of London corporation. And that's what they want you to. When you're tied to a place, when you register to like the government or whatever, they tie you to an address, they tie you to a place. You're basically tied to that place, man. They don't want you moving around. They just want you to be a slave in your quarters. So it's all corporations, man. It's all, just like you had the plantations and and slavery. Well, this is just modern day slavery. This is just debt. We're in debt slavery. They just want to keep you in themselves, like the brother's saying. Just wanted to meditate on that.
That's it, man. So look, folks, we're gonna close out. It was just a quick video, rolling in the spirit, and just talking on some stuff, because it's imminent. Basically, this shit is imminent, man, to pop off. So it's gonna be beautiful, and it's gonna be the next stage. Soon the teaching is gonna, when the Lord's gonna change it from teaching to the other stage. We're gonna be really rolling in the spirit, man. Food shortage and all that, and the lack of the internet, everything controlled, like these government alerts. So that's where we're heading. So that was it, man. Pretty much. I'm gonna close out. We're gonna close out, man. And I'm gonna say shalom to all you brothers, man.
Shalom.
That are out there.